Hi, Aquarius, Sun and Rising. Welcome to your September 2023 Astro Update. It's Raina here. Alrighty then. So, what is happening? Okay, well, the Sun is in Virgo as the month begins, and so is the Mercury retrograde for half of the month. Virgo for you is your eighth house. And this means that the Sun is in a very intense placement. This is Scorpio's domain in astrology. So, Aries, Aquarius people tend to be very aloof, maybe friendly, but still kind of cool. And this may make you uncharacteristically intense in maybe your feelings at this time, even with this being the sun sign. But, you have Mercury here, so it's making you kind of like think about your own tendencies this way. This is the house of shadow work. So this can really make you aware of your own psychology and maybe how you tend to intellectually bypass some of the more uncomfortable emotions that you really don't want to deal with, because I get it. I really understand why somebody wouldn't want to kind of what seems like wallowing in these heavy emotions. But the thing is that they provide transformation. And sometimes when people they can skim the surface, that can lead to never really getting in touch with your feelings at a deep level. And that can create all kinds of other issues I'm not going to get into. I'm just saying that this is one thing with having the transits in Virgo that may result and may have resulted in certain things being unearthed for you or what have you. On the 3rd of the month, Venus goes direct at 12 degrees, 12 minutes of Leo. So that's in your opposite house. The 7th house, which is the house of committed partnership, but also legal affairs. And this is something too, because the 8th house that I just mentioned is also a money house that deals with shared resources. So maybe there's something going on with that. Some legal matter that has been maybe curtailed, or there had to be more work done to be able to proceed forward with it. And now you can, and of course we are still in the midst of a Mercury retrograde, and even though it's not falling in the same house, it's falling in the 8th house, and the 8th house can be like probate issues, so wills, anything with paperwork, if you're getting divorced, for instance, and, something needs to be still negotiated or redone. But also, even if you're getting married, in the 7th house, this could be some kind of, arrangements. Well, I don't know, because usually I would think of Mercury with that. Maybe you were kind of wondering whether or not you should actually commit to a particular person, and you were kind of, comparing your values to that other person's values, which makes a lot of sense. That's what Venus can represent as well, is your values. But now things can get ironed out regardless. On the 4th of the month, the very next day, the other benefic planet, Jupiter, goes retrograde at 15 degrees of Taurus. This is a fixed sign, so this will hit one of the angular houses, in this case, the 4th house of home and family. this has been an area that has seen a trigger with, well, I said a trigger. I usually say triggers when I'm talking about eclipses, because this is more of a sustained, transit. So this may have the effect of some kind of expansion in real estate or your household. So your household may, expand, or you're thinking about doing so. But when Jupiter goes retrograde for the next few months, you will be going within when it comes to this. So let me give you a couple of examples. In terms of, something of expanding the actual household, let's say that you are ready to have children, and yet you're not sure if this is the right thing to do. And there could be many reasons. You might say, if you wanted to have a biological child, you might say there's too many kids in the world. I mean, there's too many people in the world. Or if it's something to do with, do I have the resources to really make this happen? Do I have a rock solid relationship with my partner? Am I doing this to keep the relationship cemented? So really kind of measuring your values. Do I really even want to do this? I'm doing this because of other people. Usually I wouldn't think that of an Aquarius, because usually Aquarians are not conformists that, need to be approved by other people. But, not everybody has the same makeup, obviously. And the other example I would give is if you're thinking about expanding to a bigger house, because when Jupiter is direct in the fourth house, that could be what occurs at some point during the year or so that it transits that area, is that you can get a bigger place. But is bigger better? And that might be something that you kind of have to contend with internally. And actually, these things can have a bigger effect than just like a situational thing, where you get this opportunity to upgrade or up level, whatever you want to call your property. And you, in some cases, you may decide against it because of those values, where you say, I don't need this. It's going to take more effort. It's going to take more money, and it's going to be more time consuming. And I want more time in my life. I don't need that extra space. These kinds of things are valid things to go over. So that's very good. Also, if you are looking for a property, Jupiter retrograde can bring something back to you that maybe you thought was lost forever. Some kind of like property that you had marked off maybe online, and you thought, okay, well, it's under contract now. And then you find out that that is no longer the case. Jupiter, did I say Jupiter is going to go direct on December 30th? So you're going to be dealing with this for the next 3.5 months, whatever this is. On the 14th, we have the new moon at almost 22 degrees of Virgo. And that, again, is that 8th house. So this can be the phoenix rising from the ashes. If you have been in this state of contemplation, Pluto recently went into your sign, and you also had, I was trying to think, when did you have, Saturn in your sign, Aquarius. Now Saturn is in your second house, But you've had a lot recently that has dealt with these, what I would call challenging planets in either your first house or your 12th house. So both of those can, produce effects that really call upon you to change either internally or in your outer life, and or improve yourself. Let go of things, maybe add things to your life that are positive. So this new moon in the 8th house expands upon that. This is the house of transformation. And any kind of issue with money, or even like that, you could see new developments with that, but also when it comes to if you're like embarking upon some kind of spiritual program, shamanistic healing is a big one for the 8th house, but astrology is one for Aquarians in particular. That might be the time when all of this takes place, because the very next day Mercury goes direct, so that kind of enhances that. And as I've been pointing out, because I'm recording this before the actual Mercury retrograde, which is on August 22nd. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it's going at 21 degrees, and I think it's 50 something minutes. So it's almost exactly with the minutes, with the degrees, and I'm sorry, 21 degrees 59 minutes is the new moon. The Mercury retrograde began at 21 degrees 50 something minutes. I think I said something about seconds. So it was almost exactly the same. And that to me suggests that during the time of the new moon in Virgo, something that happened while Mercury turned retrograde is going to become something that you begin. There might have been something that you said, whoa, wait a second, I have to rethink this. And then you're able to move forward at that time. And this can, like I said, Mercury can be contracts. The 8th house can be other people's money. So there might be something along those lines. On the 23rd, the sun goes into Libra. Libra is a fellow air sign. So it trines you, 9th house, very expansive. This is very compatible with you also, because this is Sagittarius's domain, and you can vibe with that energy, because both Aquarius and Sag are known for being very broad-minded, very interested in people other than yourself, in terms of like different groups, cultures, that sort of thing. So you're going to have a solar eclipse here next month, so this is going to be a theme for you for the next year. It might involve traveling far away. On the 29th, there's a full moon at 6 degrees of Aries, and this is falling into your 3rd house, which is another air house. This is the house of Gemini in astrology, and a full moon here can bring a spiritual download when you realize something that has far-reaching consequences, like a profound realization. This can be ending some kind of training, ending some kind of teaching assignment, finishing up a novel that you're writing or reading. Could be that too, I guess. Learning something about your siblings, finding out news about them. This is the house of news, information, what I would call disposable information, but also mundane knowledge. So there could be some awareness you have, or neighbors, something about your neighbors. If you are moving, if something is going on with your fourth house, because with Uranus, your ruler in the fourth, always be prepared that you may have to leave in a very abrupt way, in a very sudden way, because Uranus is very erratic. So you may be saying goodbye to your neighbors, maybe at the end of September. Who knows? But anyway, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I have double readings that I'm promoting right now that are astrology based, called deep dive readings, an hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits for the upcoming 12 months for a special price. I sell these readings separately, but you can get a substantial discount if you buy them together. And I also have one with the tarot that is called the whole enchilada. So it's like 3 full-length readings for a special price. And I have also standalone readings, like love readings and career readings, that sort of thing. You can find out more information at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thank you for watching. Listening. Bye.